Namaste and welcome back to Waking Up with Mindful Serenity Yoga. We're just going to continue answering questions from the jar. I was hoping to be able to do these videos on audio only so they became more like audio podcasts than visuals, because I often come to this place without any concern about how I appear, and it's just not important to me. But I suppose in the video world I should be more concerned. So I thought it was the message that counted, and in order to get my message out there, it was my voice that you needed, nothing else. But unfortunately, I was having trouble finding a file format that I could use for a cost-effective means to do just audios. It's actually easier to do the videos. So here I am in my imperfect form with a message. I hope I have a message that's worth hearing. So I'm going to begin by pulling a question from the jar. And I'm hoping it's a good one. And okay, it's a long one. Okay. What is the rush of holy water? The rush of holy waters the Bible is talking about. And why do yogis use that term? What is the rush of holy waters the Bible is talking about, and why do yogis use that term? Wow, that's a good question, and I think they're referring to John 7:38, and whoever believes in me, out of his love, waters will flow, something along that line. But the rush of holy waters, I'm going to take a deep breath and exhale. I need that breath for this one. What is the rush of holy waters that Christianity is often talking about? Now, I'm going to put some very novel, well, not so novel idea out there, and it's going to sound blasphemous to very many people out there who are very conventional in their Christian understanding of things. Why would Jesus use a term like that? I actually believe Jesus was a yogi. Yes, I do. I'm sorry. The more I look into it, and the more I see those missing years between the time he was 14 and 30, something when he came back into what was now Palestine, and met his fate. I do believe that he did travel throughout. I know I'm going to have my sisters that I had catechism with would probably slapping me on the back of the hand right now with the strap. But I do believe that he traveled through the East, and there is reported evidence of that traveling. A lot of people have, especially in the Buddhist and the Muslim traditions, have come up with the name Isa, and they believe that he had preached and taught just the way he did in Jerusalem and around Jerusalem during the time of his, prior to his crucifixion. And he studied and developed a very higher, deeper understanding of things. He was always very well gifted and close to God, obviously. Prior to that, people in the temple, when he was 14, were astounded by his ability to get his message across and his devotion to his message, and the way that people were drawn to him because of his charisma and whatnot, even at the age of 14. And then after that, we don't have any recollection of him where he was in the Bible. And we do know that large sections of the Bible have been removed, right? The church, in order to control the masses in a sense and to meet its needs, did dismiss a lot of the Bible as being heresy and not truth. So where did he go and what did he do? And it was reported in some Buddhist sacred texts that Isa had arrived there, had done all the things, where he was from, that he was, a Judeo-Christian individual, that he was, preaching, that he was able to work certain miracles and whatnot. And that was also throughout India. There's recollection of this guy. And then, of course, he got in trouble with all the authorities at the time because he preached against their conditioned doctrines and their control over the people. And any suffering that he was causing the people, he would stand up for those who were suffering, obviously. So we do know for sure that he was a very deep individual with a close connection to his inner world and to God, who had this wisdom that went beyond the mind, right? So regardless if you believe he traveled the East during those missing years or not, that's up to you, but I firmly believe for some reason that he did. I have a feeling that he did, and I do believe him. He's a yogi. He had developed that meditation practice, that ability to sit in prayer, commune with God at the deepest level, and that he had said, even in the Bible, that they did keep, all this. We could he's seated at the right hand of his Father, and we could be seated beside him doing all this and more than he did. He kind of preached, just that we took the wording and, convoluted it and got it all mixed up, that we could do what he was doing and what he did while he was on earth, and his prayers and his connection inspired, and he was able to reach people through that divine connection that he was tapping into. So the rush of holy waters then is this Shakti flow that the yogis referred to. This gushing river of joy and bliss and peace and love that is in all of us, that is a part of who we are, that we have somehow disconnected from because we are focusing on that which we are not. And what we are not is this little me idea we have, the psyche idea we have, a personality and me and my body, my life, my problems, my whatever I own, my job, my roles in life. And we have become so identified with that we have not made the connections that Christ has made, that yogis have made, and have not felt that rush of holy waters pouring inside us. We have not released the Shakti flow. We have also blocked the Shakti flow because of this personality and the mind's intention to protect it. We push away that which we consider to be disturbing, or attempt to push away, and pull in that which we think is pleasant and that will make us feel okay, because we do not feel okay inside, and as a me, because we know that in some way that's not who we are, and we're constantly trying to fill in that discomfort with something. So we have blocked it with our samskaras. We have blocked the rush of holy waters with our samskaras. We have blocked our Shakti flow. Now yogis, committed yogis, Kriya yogis, are all about releasing that flow, and Kundalini yogis are all about releasing that flow. In yoga, it is said to be like a serpent. The Kundalini part of it is said to be like a serpent curled at the base of the spine, and we want to uncurl the serpent. We want to allow the water to rush up from the root chakra up to past the third eye chakra up into the 1,000-petal lotus, and feel that connection with God, with the divine. And we feel that when that flow is completely released, and we're free of all our blockages, and we're free to allow all that we see and experience in this world to come in and to pour out. But because we're blocked, we are constantly stirring up that flow and creating these eddies and these tidal bores and these whirlpools of emotional suffering, emotional and mental suffering, because it can't flow through. But like all energy, Shakti is energy, it's meant to flow. And by blocking it the way we do not experience it. We do not feel the gushing, rushing waters. But in Kriya Yoga, it is said that you can release those blockages. You can free that energy. We can free it by getting rid of our samskaras, the good old-fashioned psychology way, or we can do the Kriya Yoga, which is supposed to be a quick way of getting, Kundalini Yoga is a quick way of getting that flow to come up. But we've got to be very careful, because it's a very powerful flow. It's like a rush of holy waters. It's like removing a dam, which you're going to have if you're standing in front of that dam. When the dam is removed, it's just going to sweep you away. So when people experience this release of Shakti, we could call it a satori, or a form of samadhi, There's several different types of samadhi. That can be overwhelming to the physical system because the amount of energy in it, and to the emotional and mental system if we're not prepared for it. And there's stories of people who have reached this satori, who have reached this freed the Shakti flow, and have felt this extreme joy and bliss and ecstasy, and it drove them crazy because they did not know how to handle it, right? So it's just such a contrast from what most of us are experiencing. Most of us are experiencing this very low residue feeling, often depressed even, or bored, or fear of being bored, so we're constantly distracting and diverting, constantly trying to fill in the holes and manipulating the external world so that we don't have to feel so bad inside. But we are naturally meant to have that flow gushing and rushing through us, the rush of holy waters. And that's what Christians would refer to as being saved, of having the Holy Spirit flow through them. And it's all the same thing, right? They're all just words in different contexts and meanings and concepts, but it's all many paths taking us to the one destination, the one true thing that we're all here to experience, and that is self with a capital S, and we can equate that self with the divinity and with God and whatnot, with this understanding of God. This flow of holy waters is in all of us, and it's meant to flow. For some of us, it comes out with like drips, from a tap, one little drip at a time. So we experience it and think, oh my God, that feels good. I want more of that. But we go about it the wrong way, thinking the exterior world's going to give it to us when it's all an interior game. It's a matter of freeing ourselves from the blockages that are keeping the flow from going. And to do so slowly, gradually, and gently, and not to do it all at one time. Though some people will become enlightened like in a matter of seconds and then have this gushing through them. But if they are not prepared, like I said, it could be devastating for them, too hard for the system to handle, because it is very powerful, powerful energy. And you may say, oh, that's energy. What are you talking about, energy, crazy lady? But everything is energy, is it not? Like the studies are shown in quantum physics now that everything is energy, and things are coming from energy. Our particles, what we consider to be particles below the subatomic level, around the electrons and the neutrons and protons, we've discovered bosons, quarks, and leptons, and these are all just waves and ripples, no particle matter to them, but things that we consider to be particles can come from them. So that is, in a sense, the source of the holy waters that are gushing through us. So it is energy, and energy is a very real thing. Field is what Albert Einstein referred to it as, and many quantum physicists still refer to it as a field. It's a field of waves or vibrations that create this Shakti flow and create this rush of holy waters within us, because emotions too are just waves and vibrations. But we have this within us, and opening up to who we truly are, self-realization, getting rid of the blockages or samskaras, seeing beyond the psyche and the little me, because in order for this Shakti to be free, truly free forever and on a permanent level, we have to get rid of the me. The me kind of stands in it with its hands up and says, no, you're not flowing for whatever reason, because it knows that if it doesn't dam the water will wash it away. Because we are not these little psyches and these little ideas we have of self. We are so much greater. We are meant to float in that Shakti flow. Allow the rush of holy waters to sweep us away towards the source of that water. Because we are that water. And I know that sounds kind of strange to a lot of people, but I don't want to get too hung up on words. The Christian understanding of it is the rush of holy waters. The yogic understanding of it is Shakti flow, and whatever you want to call it, it's okay. This freedom, this nirvana, this satori, samadhi, whatever, is simply the state of recognizing that water and allowing it to pour through us and having the capacity to handle it, which can take a great deal of practice and devotion, a sadhana of some kind. So anyway, that's my big, long-winded story. I hope I answered that question correctly. Thank you so much for joining me, and I do hope you have an amazing and wonderful day. Namaste.